Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I am bringing you a massive siege in Total War Attila. It is a 2 vs 2, but it is on large armies, and the total man count is just over 22,000 men. I'm really hoping that my PC can handle this, but on that note, I actually am bringing you guys a little bit of news. I've just started ordering the new parts to my brand new PC. My channel is doing quite well, better than I thought it was going to be, and I've decided that I'm going to be building a newer and better PC to handle the games better than before. Now, with sieges like this, especially in Total War Attila, it's going to be tough just because it's so poorly optimized. But hopefully in future games, as the optimization levels increase, we could get some really epic, 30k, 40k man battles. But yeah, enough about that. Let's start jumping into the army compositions. I'm going to leave it on slow motion for right now, and I do obviously have the camera angles, as you can see, a little bit more sensitive than before, just because we're going to have to dart around quite frequently here. But let's start with my army. I'm just going to kind of do an overview of my army. So I've got a lot of these gallows glass on the wall. They're a tier 2 heavy melee infantry. I am playing as the Ebdanians, by the way. And then I think I have about 6 units of these Celtic archers, so I've got them on the walls firing down at my enemies. I've got more gallows glass up here, and then I've got a ton of these Celtic warriors. I think I have about 8 units of them. They're looking pretty fearsome and ready for battle. I love the way that the Celtic warriors look in this game here. And then I think I have some axes over here as well, Celtic axe warriors. So they're coming over. They're also tier 2. Most of the infantry for the Ebdanians, if not all, are tier 2. Probably with the exception of my King's Fiona. Now, where they must all be back here. Yes, King's Warband, sorry. All my elite infantry being saved for the last stand, and the, as we need more men on the walls, I'll be sending my King's Warband up there as well. Just love that their name is Warband. Very, very cool. And I'm pretty sure that's really about all my army. There's not too much in the way of variety for the Ebdanian factions. Like, they are one of the most worked on factions by Total War Attila. The other ones are pretty pathetic. But even still, I think that they could use some better infantry. But I've got a Celtic onager as well. Every defender was allowed to bring 2. And then I've got my Celtic nobles, and I believe this guy here is my noble. He's got this glorious cape on. Just look at that buckle for his cape, too. It's got the Celtic cross on it. Really cool. Nice attention to detail there. And that pretty much sums up my army. So let's look at the next army, which is the Picts. So a lot of wolfhound spearmen here. Looks like there's some Celtic crossbows. We got some Celtic spearmen. Pretty cheap infantry over here. We've got some cavalry as well, Mortimer cavalry, tier 2. I actually also had some cavalry. Oh yes, they're out here. I forgot to show you guys my cavalry. I charged them out and hit these Germanic spearmasters that were coming to the gates. So I have 2 units of Mortimer cavalry. But moving back to the other army, so yeah, a lot of Celtic spearmen kind of holding the ranks here. And then we'll go over to these axes, because I think most of the Picts, better infantry is holding the front lines. So yeah, he's got these Pictish berserkers, which look very awesome indeed. They've all got these tribal tattoos as well. So he has them, and then we've got some Black Blades, which are probably one of my favorite Celtic units in Total War Attila. They kind of look like assassins almost, but really, really cool. I love the name too, Black Blades. Very, very awesome. So he's got a number of them. More crossbows over here. What do we got? More Black Blades. Probably some more Celtic spearmen over here. So yeah, I think that's about it, aside from the cavalry and the war dogs. So let's take a look at this army over here. This is the first attacking army, and this is the Langobards. The rules for the attackers were they could bring 1 large onager and 1 small onager. So we got some noble Germanic horsemen over here, highly leveled up with chevrons. Then he has 1 large onager. Then he's kind of got his forces split everywhere. He's got some Germanic spearmasters over here, Germanic archers. We got some Langobard clubmen, some scaled clubmen, more Germanic crossbows, and then he's got his Godensmen, his elite of elite infantry in behind. And then if we zip on over to this side of the map, I think this is his most elite infantry. So he's got his redoubtable chieftain. And, yeah, Godin's chosen behind here. So he's got 2 units of them with some pretty heavy upgrades as well. And I believe this is the Langobard chieftain here. Not looking too formidable. It's almost like he's checking out the weather. He's like, oh, what a nice day for a battle. Yes, I wish I didn't eat that double quarter pounder meal right before coming to the battle. Does anybody else feel sick? No, it's just me. Okay, all right. Okay, and moving on. He has 1 more detachment of soldiers over here, so really splitting up his artillery, or sorry, his siege towers, so that he can focus from multiple angles, but basically just carbon copy, more scaled clubmen. He's got some Godins chosen over here as well, and he's got his small onager. So I'm pulling back into the city with my cavalry because I have some of the raiders coming in. I can't exactly remember what this faction is called because you never see them, but it's like Saclavians or Scalavians, something like that. But is this more of the Langobards? Yeah, it is. You could just see the size of their forces. But, yeah, the Scalavians, I think is how you say it. They're over on this flank. They're already scaling the walls, so we gotta hurry up here. He's got 2 of the small onagers. And then he's got some of Perrin's champions. These guys look pretty awesome. Almost a Celtic cross with Germanic. Really, really cool. This guy's got an awesome... Oops, I was already zoomed in. This guy's got an awesome beard. He looks like one of the dwarves from The Hobbit. No copyright. But what else do we got? We got some of the Slavic large shields. We got the general moving up, Warlord's Guard. We got some Slavic champions. These guys look like they're wearing... Or no, we already looked at them. I was talking about these guys, the Slavic hunters. They look like they're wearing pajamas. That's kind of cool, though. This has got a ton of them. He's moving to the gates. We've got some horse butchers up here with the axes, but they're getting quite depleted just from the arrow fire. And whew, we could take a deep breath. We finally got through the army compositions. Let's go ahead and hit play because they are just coming onto the walls now. It is going to be pretty laggy. I do apologize for that, but again, I don't think that it's my PC. It's really mostly Attila as a game. But hopefully once more of the units die, we will be able to have a little bit of a speed up in the battle. Ooh, getting some good kills, though. Oh, I heard another siege tower coming down. Yep. I'm not very prepared on these walls. As you can see, a lot of my gallow glass actually being destroyed. You can see them all lying dead on these walls. So the Scalavian player, I'm just going to call them the Slavs. The Slavs over here, he's really doing well on this wall, but one thing that's a bit worrisome is that he's attacking alone. So the Langobard player, he's actually taking a lot more careful approach. He's using manual shot on his onager to really focus down the towers so that he can have a clean march into the city. Meanwhile, over here, the small onagers in Attila really didn't do too much damage to the towers. He got the one in the corner here, but that was about it. So now he has to throw everything that he has onto these walls. Good thing he brought a lot of siege towers. I've got some more gallow glass over here fighting on the walls. Oh yeah, you could just see the anger in these Slavic men's eyes as they scale onto the walls here. Let's go ahead and put this onto slow motion. It'll probably help the lag a bit so we can see it in more of a real time per se. We have a good position over here though, because you can see that a lot of the men are being funneled into this little choke point. But I've got 2 of my units of gallow glass really holding them back and kind of packing them into this little corridor, so to speak. I've even got some of my Celtic axes in here as well to get that armor-piercing damage. But more and more men are funneling through this siege tower here. But yeah, see, you can kind of see how they're trapped there with the red cloaks. I've got them where I want them. Over here as well, we've kind of choke pointed them off, which is nice. I've got my Gallo Glass kind of holding them on this flank. So we are doing decently well on the walls, on this side anyways. But yeah, a lot of my archers kind of got caught in open melee. They are charging into the gate as well, so let's zoom down and take a look at that. We've got some of these horse butchers moving in. Their shields, I have to say, look really cool, though, and you never see anyone play this faction, so I was really happy to see that somebody brought them. I think the main reason that people don't play them is because if you look at their roster, all they can bring is skirmish cavs, so they're pretty much not very useful in a land battle setting, just because, you know, factions with cavalry would be able to rout these skirmish cav fast and then be able to kind of flank around you. But they are pretty viable in a siege battle because cavalry doesn't matter too much in a siege battle. And these Slavic warriors, they've got some good units. You'll see Piran's champions come in soon, and they are pretty formidable. But yeah, I've got a big bunch of Celtic warriors holding them back over here, as you can see. We've got some war dogs charging in. I don't know if they're like right in there. Can we see any dogs? I don't think so. Because I see the wolfhound spearmen in here, so I don't see the dogs. But yeah, already the horse butchers are starting to break, but we've got the general, the warlord's guard, pushing forwards to the front lines. So he's tier 3. He's already got a couple kills. He wants to get his axe wet. But over on this section of the wall, we are in a bit of trouble. You can see that they've pretty much conquered it without too many losses. A lot of these Slavic large shields are pretty healthy. And then over here, I would say it's about even. I think he has his champions up on here, yes. So these guys are going to make short work of my Gallo Glass. They're already shaken. Some of these champions have some funny hairstyles too. But I'm just going to leave it here for a second, take a sip of my tea. I'm not really much of a tea drinker. I'm pretty much coffee, except for when I started YouTube. And when you're talking for a very long time in these recorded battles, I find that tea really just helps your throat a lot. So I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. But yeah, there goes some of the Ebdanian warriors, slaying some of Piran's champions. So we are doing well over on this flank. Let's kind of just take an overview of the battle. So man count is pretty close. You could see that we started with 11,500 each, we would say. And they are doing pretty well so far, but I'm starting to bring forwards a lot of my more elite infantry. Here comes my King's Warband to retake the walls. I'm pretty much... I can see the reason why I would want to hold these walls, just because the arrow towers are still active, so I'm definitely not going to be giving that up. You can just see the river, hundreds upon hundreds of Celtic warriors coming down the roadway here to take the walls back from the Slavs. I pretty much emptied the entire city garrison to be able to take these walls back. So let's go ahead and turn on the HUD. Yeah, so basically all I have left over here is my catapult and my general, because I really want to win at these walls. You can see, though, still no attacking going on from the Langobard player, again being very, very patient. He's taken down, looks like, 2 towers so far. Now he's going on the towers at the gate. But yeah, I'm really, really focusing in on his general here. I've got 5 units here. That's probably too much. I shouldn't really focus that many in, but I'm just so focused on keeping all of these units pinned. I don't want them to be able to start pulling through my men and then cause morale issues from them being attacked in the rear. So let's go ahead and pop this back onto play here. Get some of the battle sounds. And just look here how packed in these men are. It's going to be extremely laggy, but it's only because there's probably about 600 men in this one little section. So you got 130 here, plus 90, that's 220, I believe. And then we got another 150 here, so like that's almost 400 men, and there's more coming. There's more still being funneled down into this little area. Oh, over here as well, yes, I've got my cavalry outside the city again, and I'm just causing havoc for these Slavic hunters. You can see that Perrin's champions are trying to cut me off. Unfortunately, they don't have a ranged weapon, though, so I'm just going to be able to rush away from them. I've got to watch out for these spikes here, though. I don't think I noticed them. I'm going to lose quite a bit of my cavalry to these cavalry traps. Yeah, that's not too good. And I'm going to bring them right in behind here. I realize that the archers are a little bit too far of a target. Let's go ahead and slow this back down to slow motion here. There we are. And I got a huge charge on the backs of all these men with my cavalry, and just look how packed in they are. Insane. They look like sardines. Like I don't think you could. I don't even think you could move in there. But the good thing is that this is going to really affect the morale of all of those men. But unfortunately, he's got his Slavic hunters here, and we've got some shadow glitching going on here. But, yeah, he is getting some good flanking fire into my cavalry. So this cavalry probably isn't going to hold for much longer. Yeah, we got Perrin's champions moving in to finish off my cavalry. So let's kind of zoom out and take a look at what's going on. The general is still very much alive, but I'm starting to cut off these reinforcements from coming down onto the ground inside the city. I'm at least containing them on the walls, which is good. I've got another unit of Galloglass over here that's going to be surrounding these champions. So we can go ahead and take a look at them again. I always love it when I see lower tier infantry fighting like higher tier infantry, and the lower tier infantry getting some executions. It's just so satisfying. Yeah, I hope you guys are relaxed, because I'm gonna probably do slow motion on the majority of this battle, so it's probably going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. But just the scale of this siege is just insane. So I really hope you enjoy this siege battle, and if you find that it's too long and you don't really like it, I can just leave these ones out and go for ones with less men, so I don't have to do as much slow motion. But it looks like we got some wavering over here, which is not good. Go ahead and put this on play. Yeah, it looks like some of my infantry here, the Galloglass, they're wavering, they're tired. Only 17 kills as well, so they're really struggling to get some kills on these large shields, which makes sense. It looks like we got another unit of large shields over here as well. But my Celtic warriors and Galloglass are pushing them back. Yeah, these walls are just going to be filled with bodies. They already are. He's got his cav here as well. They've mostly used up all their ammo, so I think he's just going to try to charge them in as well and bolster the lines at the gates here. But it's not really going to be that effective. Trying to leave on the HUD for you guys to see what's going on too, but even when we zoom in, it's pretty apparent who are the Slavs and who are the Celts. You got the nice red and white river kind of pushing through in the center, and then on either side they're just being sandwiched by my Celtic warriors. They're starting to break through a little bit over here, though. That's a bit of a concern to me. Yeah, you can see a couple of them starting to filter through over here. So we need to get a lid on that. Do I have another unit? Yeah, I have another unit of, I believe, Kings. Oh no, some Pictish axemen actually coming to help me over here on this side of the battle. Is anything going on over here? Not really. Still just focusing down those towers. Nice and methodically. We got some of the Mortimer cavalry over here. That's kind of just chilling. Looks like the noble Germanic horsemen see that they're there, and they don't want to have any, you know, any funny business as they're moving into the city of this cavalry getting in behind and really causing some morale issues. So he's smartly actually zoning them off into this little area of the battle. And I believe that this Germanic horseman will win in prolonged melee against the Mortimer cavalry. They're both melee cavalry, but the Germanic horseman is more elite. Looks like he's even sending one unit in to see if he could bottleneck these 3 units into a very small space. Yeah, you can see some skulls popping up around the gatehouse because his archers are actually using poison on my troops. And apparently, I didn't know this, but poison never wears off. I can't really... Let's see if I can select one of these hunters. Yeah, here we go. Poison shot. Inflict minor casualties and poison. And it causes casualties over time, which is a little bit overpowered if you ask me. But the Slavics are pulling out all of the stops to try to get me off these walls and to secure a victory on this side. I'm going to go ahead and put this to slow motion once again, just for a little bit. Just look at these walls, too. Already just destroyed. Less than 15 minutes into this battle. Well, 21 minutes for the recording, but we've been doing a lot of slow motion. What do we got coming over here? Oh, some Pictish berserkers coming in to help change the tide of battle over here, because I am quickly running out of soldiers to commit into this center here. The Warlord's Guard, he's only gotten 18 kills, but he is exhausted. So I'm hoping that if we can get a kill off on him, that we may be able to secure victory for now on this flank. More and more of these troops. Unfortunately, these troops are stuck on the walls too. For those of you guys that didn't know, as soon as you destroy these towers in Attila, you cannot get your troops off the walls through the doors underneath the towers. So basically, for these units, he's trying to get them over to this one, but I've completely boxed them out of that. And over here as well, I'm still holding with my Celtic warriors. And my Galloglass is still here as well. I do have to say that my Celts are not getting many kills, but they are holding very well. We've even got a couple of Celtic warriors right here surrounded by enemies. There's like 3 of them back to back. Oh, this guy kicks him in the shield, knocking him back a little bit. Oh, no! Oh, this guy got back up, though, so there's still 2 of them left, but one of them has already been slain. In real life, these 2 would have been dead a long time ago. They've got, like, spears being poked into their backs, axes onto their heads. Oh, nice! This guy's killing some of the Slavs. Oh, but he dies right away, and so does this one. Oh, that's sad to see. Oh, you tried, you tried. You did your duty as a Celt. Look at all this poison, though. There's so much poison going on. It's not even funny. Let's go ahead and put this back to play. Still framey as ever. But now we have more men at this point, so we are slowly turning the tide. We have just over 8,000. The enemy's less than 7,900. So we've moved it to a 900-man advantage, even though they started with a bit more men than us. And see, unfortunately, he is using poison, but you can see that he is poisoning some of his own men as well. So that's not a good situation. I love these wall battles where you can kind of get right to eye level. Like I said, it is really framey, but hopefully it doesn't ruin the experience for you guys. Attila is Attila. And if you guys want these really large-scale battles, this is what we have to put up with. Yeah, Yeah, but these large shields here, these Slavic large shields, they just won't die. Like, they've got so much staying power. They kind of remind me of the Hungarian Pavizirs for Medieval Kingdoms 1212. Like, they'll just hold all day and all night, even being outflanked. And even still, these Perrin's champions, they're poisoned, they're shaken, they're surrounded, and they're still holding out. It's probably because my Galloglass has, like, yeah, poor armor-piercing damage. That's why they're barely getting any kills. Melee attack, melee damage. Their stats aren't bad, though. More of the Pictish Axemen coming to join the fight. They're actually coming up onto the walls as well.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
But yeah, yes, there we go. I was just about to say, the enemy general must be about to die now. Yeah, so he's dead, so that's really going to affect the morale of a lot of these champions that were holding out hope. You can see the Warlord's Guard starting to break here. Let's go ahead and put this onto slow motion. Even in slow motion at the gate here, it's gonna be just a mess of bodies. Yeah, there goes my King's Warband moving in, taking out as many of those large shields as they can. It's pretty crazy, too, when you think about it. If you were on the battlefield and you were fighting in this gatehouse as hard as you can, and you may not see the general fall, but you could just start to hear, like, the cries of, like, oh, the general's down, and it must have just been like a shockwave of morale. Like, he's the reason that everybody is here. Like, he's the reason that the whole Slavic army is here, is to take this settlement. And now that he's dead, it almost just gives you a reality check. Like, what am I doing here? Like, it's every man for himself. So I could see why the leaders are so important in these battles like this. But yeah, look at the river of Slavs that still have to come into the gate. So many men. The only problem with this strategy, too, like I said, I probably would have pushed 2, maximum 3 units into this gate. And the reason being is because a lot of these soldiers that are still pretty healthy, that are in the back, they've been fighting the entire time, even though they haven't really gotten any kills. See, like, this unit of Perrin's champions here, like, it's still pretty healthy, but it's only gotten 18 kills because it's been in the fight, but it's been too far back to reach any of my soldiers. So that can cause a bit of a problem. So that's why it's never really good to clump up your forces. But you can see that we're making headway on the walls over here. If I turn this off, you can see we're starting to push them back, which is what I like to see. And just look at the amount of men over here. Whoops, sorry, that's my camera. I'm trying out a new camera mod here. These these large shields, I guess this is the perfect situation for them, because they really can't be outflanked at all. Let's go ahead and try and jump up onto the siege tower and see it from their point of view. That's pretty sweet. Oh, you can see some blood spraying at the front of the lines there. Or my cheap Celtic infantry, my Galloglass, is trying to break this formation. Very nice. Let's go ahead and jump off that. So, how are we looking on the other side here? Looks like some swords have decided to charge out and get the Spearmasters at the gate. And funny thing, I did not know this, but actually these large stones, when you put them in the pathway of the gate, what the Langobard player was saying is that these rams are already slow enough when you push them over the stones that you actually can't get them through to the gate, which is quite funny, because these rams are basically useless now because they're beached up on the stones. Yeah, we've got the Germanic Spearmasters over here fighting the Black Blades. I think the Black Blades do have very decent melee attack. And it looks like we got some archer fire coming in as well. But oh my gosh, that's just so slow. So slow of a fight over there. Let's go ahead and see what we have left in the town center. So, yeah, I am pulling a few of my units back. I've got a unit of Galloglass here. And I've completely won on this one section of the walls, so my depleted units over on this side are coming back as well. But they've seen some battle. They've seen some carnage for sure. Let's go ahead and pop this back onto slow motion. Still fighting in at the gate. We got some of the Svarog's raiders that have pushed in, but they're just going to get slaughtered. There's not much more he would have been able to do with them. There they go. A lot of them breaking. Actually, that might be a chain route. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just tons of units breaking off the battlefield. There's one unit of Slavic champions that's holding on, but it should break any second with just the tide of my warriors mixed in with the Picts. He also has some spearmen mixed in with his axes that he's come to aid me in this fight. How are we looking on the walls, too? More Pictish axemen on the walls, actually outflanking these champions over here that we're holding for so long. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some of that action. Oh. Oh, just missed his face with that axe. But over here, how are these guys doing? Oh, yeah, that guy was killed, but not a very epic animation. So yeah, we're slowly turning the tide here. Look at the balance of power now has jumped way into our favor. We actually have a considerable lead, 7,200 men for us, 5,800 for the enemy, or the Langobardic army. Just because pretty much these units are done now. This camera mod is a little too jumpy. But yeah, this unit is finally breaking. I think they've been holding on the walls the entire time. But credit to my Galloglass, they're a pretty cheap unit, and they also held against this very elite unit. I believe these are champions as well, so... There they are breaking. Cut them down, men. Cut them down. Oh, in the face. So looking good over there. And I think that pretty much wraps up this side of the battle. Go ahead and pop that on play. I'm just going to leave the HUD on just so you can see the last remaining units that are wavering. And over on this side, the battle is just about to begin. You can see that we've got some of the siege towers moving to the walls over here. So the Langobard player is ready for his assault. But the Picts' defense is quite light over here. For the reason being is because he sent a lot of his help over to my flank. So we're going to quickly have to rush over our forces as soon as this wall is taken care of. And actually you can already see that I'm starting to do that at the gate, moving my men out. Yeah, that's about it. You can see the river of Slavic soldiers that are leaving this battle. A lot of champions. The champions have lost their champion today. We still got the Onager crews here, but they're probably not going to be able to do too much. And we've got some more of the noble Germanic horsemen over on this side with that depleted unit of Spearmasters, but it doesn't look like he's pushed it towards that gate at all. I think he's just abandoned that side of the battle altogether. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick cut here, guys, and we'll get the battle underway once the fighting is heavy inside the city for the Langobardic side over here. Right now he's just moving his forces, so I'll cut it and bring you back once the battle has really begun. Alright guys, here we are back, and the Langobards have pushed forwards to start their assault on the city, but if you look, the Celtic faction, the Picts, has actually moved outside of the city to attack the Langobards, so very bold move there. They've got a unit of spearmen, I think, with another sworded, or 2 units of spearmen actually over here, fighting these scaled clubmen. So that is a battle that they will definitely lose. They've also got to watch the Germanic archers for firing into the flanks. There was some fighting on the walls, and as you can see, there still is. The Langobards are working hard to conquer the walls from the Black Blades. So you can see them fighting over here. Again, the Black Blades doing very well in these choke point engagements. So yes, they're holding strong over there. And if we turn on the HUD, though, you can see that the Black Blades on this flank were not able to stop these skilled clubmen from getting down onto the floor of the city. So this is a little bit of a concern for us, but looks like we got some of the Celtic crossbows here. They're about to fire down onto these scaled clubmen. We got some artillery fire coming in as well. And here they go. Looks like the Celtic crossbows are firing at something different other than these units. This unit of scaled clubmen here. But yeah, just a complete rout over here. We got a nice charge from the noble Germanic horsemen that pretty much took them out. If you're wondering what happened over here, the Mortimer cavalry was slaughtered, unfortunately, on the beaches. So this could be like a nice postcard to send home to your mother. Like, yeah, by the way, I'm dead, but at least I died somewhere beautiful. So very nice. Anyways, back to the battle. If I turn on the HUD, you can see my river of soldiers that is coming from the other side of the wall. I'm really trying to rest them up because a lot of them are shaken from just being so tired. But I've got some of my King's Warband here that are eager, only winded. So hopefully they're going to help me turn the tide of battle on this flank and to help the Picts. But it's not looking too good for the wall section, I should say. Our balance of power is looking pretty good, though. 6,300 men for us, 4,600 for the Langobards. As it's pretty much the Langobards are all that's left at this point. So here is his forces. So this is what he has to work with to take the city. It looks like he's still content to focus on this one flank over here. There are a couple more units of the Germanic horsemen on this flank, but we've actually got a sally out from the Picts as well. Not exactly sure why they're coming out like this, just because you can see that his men are getting slaughtered by the elite Germanic lancers. He's going to catch them with the spears, though, but if I was this player, I would just run away. There's no need in staying in prolonged melee with those spearmen. Yeah, there he goes. There goes the horses. They're going to be riding away. And I would not follow them if I was these Celtic spears. I'd try to make it back inside the settlement. Looks like we got another unit of Mortimer cavalry over here that's trying to harass these Germanic spearmasters. And we also have some Celtic spearmen over on this flank as well. They really want to break this unit. But yeah, most of the battle is going to be contained over on this flank. There is a little bit of wavering back and forth, but we will get to that battle very shortly. I just want to pan over real quickly this wall here. This carnage. Just look at this. Thousands of bodies lost on these walls. It is pretty gruesome. Let's look over here. That is just gross. Look, the birds are already flying low overhead, looking for some easy meals. Even down here as well, we've got a lot of dead. And we should check out the gate as well. There are still some Celtic warriors here at the gate. But if we jump down into the sharp stones here, yeah, it's a lot of carnage. So yeah, that is that battle. So it's almost like you're getting 2 siege battles for the price of 1. Because now we've got a whole separate battle over on this flank here. Looks like we got some units coming in over here. 2 units of skilled clubmen. They're having some difficulties though. Their morale isn't looking too good against these black blades. Another neat feature of the black blades as well is when they go berserk or they're out of control, they actually cause terror in the enemy units. Ooh, a lot of archer fire coming down though. That's not good. Yeah, where are these archers here? I hear the crossbows. Yeah, they're over on this flank, the Germanic crossbowmen. But I'm sending forward some of my troops. You can see that they are fresh now. They have rested. So I'm going to be sending them to aid these black blades who are getting torn apart by those crossbow bolts. I'm also sending another unit over here of King's Warband. And looks like he was trying to flank around with some of these Spearmasters, but he can't actually get down here because this tower is broken. So the only one that he can get down onto the ground from is this this opening here. And I've sent some units of King's Warband up onto this flank. And I'm not sure why they're running that way. Yeah, there you go. Go towards the battle, men. Yeah, they're glitching out a little bit. The pathfinding was a little hard on these walls. Here we go. Looks like they're going to clash against these Germanic Spearmasters then. Let's go ahead and get a nice slow motion shot of this. We should be able to clean up these Spearmasters nice and easy. There we go. Come on, men, kill them.
The men are running, cowards!
And I think yeah, my archers were pretty much all wiped out in that battle. I was going to say maybe I have some archers kicking around that are getting some good kills, but no, not really. I also have my axes up on this section of the wall, but I really, in hindsight, shouldn't have done that because now they're just getting picked apart by these Germanic archers. They're really effective at firing up over the walls. You can see over here that they're actually doing it into the backs of these black blades. Looks like we have some more scaled clubmen coming in off the siege towers. Yeah, more and more men being funneled onto here. Oh, it looks like a unit of Black Blades is flanked around. So that's a good play there. These scaled clubmen are attacked in the rear now, so that's going to be affecting their morale for sure. Except for the fact that this unit of Black Blades has just been annihilated by those archers. Again, more attacking at the gates here. I'm going to put it again on slow motion just so we can see what's going on more effectively. Here it's a little bit harder to tell who is who, but the Langobards are mostly all in blue and they've got the scaled armor on, whereas my King's Warband have more of the chain style. And then the black blades are pretty obvious. But it's pretty sweet how they all fight with wooden clubs. Like, that's exactly what they fight with. Oh, and we got some of the elite units coming in now. I think this is, are these Godin's men? Godin's Chosen. Yeah, so they've been activated, so that's going to be difficult for us. You can see a unit of Godin's Chosen being funneled into the gatehouse. My men are already so depleted at this point. I'm not really providing much help to the Picts. Did we manage to break those Spearmasters? No, we're still trying. So I guess these Spearmasters were a little harder to break than I had originally thought. Oh, there we go. Getting some good kills. Oh, nice. There we go. Now this guy's like, oh no. He's like cornered up against the wall. But it looks like that guy's going to ignore him, so he's probably in shock. He's not really moving or doing anything. But yeah, so it's a pretty tough battle. We've still got the balance of power. And we still have the man count as well, 5,300 to 3,800. But it's a difficult fight. Definitely difficult. To not make this battle too long, I'm just going to make another small cut as these little choke point fighting on the walls and at the gate is going on. And then I'm going to come back once that choke point fighting has been resolved. Alright, welcome back, guys, and the grind is still underway. Thousands of soldiers from the Langobards and the Celts have been lost, and we are still in the same place that we were when we left off, just with a lot lower of a man count. I thought I would show you this kind of stand here, though, with the Berserkers fighting more of the elite Godin's men that have come in. If we kind of zoom out, you can see that slowly the scaled clubmen, along with the Godin's Chosen, are pushing us back. Another unit of Godin's Chosen is being funneled into the side. A lot of my units are wavering, if not dead already. We also have another unit of Godin's Chosen over here that's actually going berserk. And they're just cutting down my forces left, right, and center. Trying to find a good angle for you guys here. Let's go ahead and maybe put this on slow motion here. There we go. Yeah, so when these guys go on a rampage, they just rack up kills. It's not even funny. It's sickening. Oh, it looks like... oh, there's a kill there. The Celt got a nice headbutt, but then the Godin's Chosen just took his head. More of them trying to fight as they flee. But yeah, the Godin's Chosen, I think, are slowly getting back under control now. So the Langobards are moving to outflank our position over here. So you can see that a lot of our infantry is just really depleted. I've got my last unit of King's Warband coming in, but it's pretty much futile at this point. Over here, though, we are breaking some Germanic archers, hooray, on the walls, which is a small feat, I guess. It is bodies, right? So the lower the man count for the final stand, the better for the defenders. But you can see that the balance of power is kind of shifted back into favor of the Langobards, surprisingly. So we still have more men. We have about 400 more men than him, but this... just the quality of his soldiers is much better than ours. We've even got some Pictish berserkers surrounding these Langobard clubmen, but they're eager and they're happy. They are not wanting to break. We've got a lot of soldiers up on this wall here trying to break this unit. But if we take a look at what the Langobards have left, he's got some Godensmen over here that he will be sending in. Looks like some more Scaled Clubmen, some more Godensmen. He's still got his general and his Godens chosen. He's got a lot of cavalry as well. The Picts actually have a small detachment of troops that were going outside the city, but we both looked at the balance of power and we were like, there's no need for heroics here. We need to pull back immediately. So he is pulling all of his soldiers back to the center. But yeah, most of my soldiers here, I am pulling a couple of them back, but most of them I have deployed to hold this just crazy elite blob of Langobardic infantry. So we can kind of just finish a couple minutes here, and then I'm going to make another quick cut, and we'll fast forward to the end of the battle, I should say. But we might as well see a couple more kill animations from these elite Langobard warriors. Have some more of my tea, which is now cold. That's how long this battle's been. Like, even still, the scale of the bodies is pretty impressive. The Langobards still have a lot of soldiers to play with here. And my King's Warband, they've been fighting for a long time. They're slowly losing their resolve. Looks like we got a Pictish Berserker over here. Let's see how he fares against one of these warriors. Oh, and not very well at all. Yeah, there goes his head. Well, that went well. His buddy's just cheering for him. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, not looking too good over here, that's for sure. And just crazy, we eliminated one of the armies. It was 2 versus 1 at this point, and now it's like we're fighting for our lives over here. Even on the walls, too, we've committed so many forces over here, but now the we've got some of the Godensmen over here that are just going to bolster the ranks of the Scaled Clubmen. So they're not going to be breaking anytime soon. Let's see if I can get a nice zoom-in shot of them fighting. It's mostly just their heads bobbing around. There's so many of them packed into this one little area. Yeah, they just keep trying to push forwards more and more. I think that they should add in an anime. Oh no, what's that? That was a head, I swear. I saw a head bounce onto the ground. And I was just about to say, I really like to see animations that CA would add where whole troops were thrown off the walls to their death. I think that would be really cool. Looks like we got one that's close. He's kind of floating in midair here. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, Attila. Why are you so glitchy? But oh man, I don't want to leave this spot now because I just want to see another head get punted over this wall. But we are definitely losing that battle up there for sure. And how is it looking at the gates? Oh, not good. A lot of my troops are extremely depleted now. They're just about to break. And now it's slipped completely out of our favor. The balance of power is shifting to the Langobards. Our man count is slowly creeping towards the same. 2,900 for the defenders and 2,700 for the attackers. But yeah, they've pretty much broken through this last defense here. So this is pretty much the final cut I'm going to make. We're going to allow the Langobards to push into the settlement, and then we'll come back in for the final stand. Alright guys, we are back for the final defense, and we are completely surrounded. The Langobards have got us on all sides. There is no escape. You can see that we've got some of the warhounds moving in to take care of these Germanic horsemen. These are good at kind of slowing down horses, per se, to give your men more time to retreat, but they're not going to do anything against these horses. You can see most of the dogs are already have already been slaughtered, but it was a valiant effort. Now we got the wolf handler spearmen coming in. Looks like we got one of the lone horses trying to charge in, but this might be where they are going to be able to claw back by slaughtering these horses with the spears. But if we kind of zoom out to take a quick look of the battlefield as of right now, we've kind of pulled back to these two choke points. It's mostly the Picts that are left. I only have my general and 2 units of axe warriors and my catapult. So, yeah, it's not looking good for the Celtic factions and for the Celtic fans. If you guys are rooting for the Celts, yeah, it's not looking too good. But we're pretty much exact in the man count, just off by about 13, 15 men. But the Langobards have a much more elite force than we do. Most of our infantry is depleted and tier 2, but he still has a lot of these scaled clubmen left. So it is going to be a bit of a challenge. We will see what happens, though. I still believe that we can turn this around. 10 minutes left in the battle, so for those of you guys that stuck around till the end, I really do appreciate it. Let me know what your feedback is on this, because I think this will be probably the longest battle that I've uploaded to my channel. It feels a little different for me, just in the fact that I feel like there's a lot of repetitive moments and such. So let me know if you would like me to kind of cut even more out of these very long battles, or if you would just like me to let the grind go on like I did at the beginning, because your feedback is important in making my channel and my content that much better. But we're just being surrounded here. You can see that the Langobards, again, being very methodical, capturing all of the towers around, and he did go for the gates here, but he was repelled. But I'm sure he will move to capture this plaza as well to destroy our morale even further. But yeah, we are getting some fighting down over here. It looks like we have some of these Pictish axemen that are pulling back. I guess they don't like the position that they are in. But these wolfhound spearmen here are holding their own. But it looks like they're fighting the catapult crew right now. But they're backed up by some of the Godensmen as well. Come on, boys, slaughter this catapult crew. Don't let them survive. Oh, we've got even more infantry coming into this fight as well. Actually, the general, the redoubtable chieftain, he's ready to get his sword wet, moving in. A full unit of 160 soldiers going to take on these Pictish axemen. The wolfhound spearmen are already wavering, which is no surprise there. If we kind of zip around this street and take a look at what's going on this flank, we've routed some of the Germanic horsemen, and we're trying to pull some of these scaled clubmen in to get them attacked on both flanks. And I'm really just trying to focus the better units with my catapult. You can see firing on some of these clubmen and going for the Godensmen as well. Yeah, but it looks like we are gaining some temporary wins. But here come the Godensmen flying into battle with their arms raised over their heads. Oh yeah, they're just slaughtering these poor soldiers, these poor Pictish soldiers. Now we're looking over here, the Celtic spearmen. See, we are managing to break these really depleted units, so that's looking good for us. My catapult is focusing these 2 units of Godens chosen that are hiding in behind here. Either my catapult or the Picts catapult. I don't know which one it is. think I'm trying to reposition my catapult for a better shot. But yeah, these Wolfhound Spearmen have broken. They're just actually passing the three Pictish Axemen that are left here, and they're coming around to the flank. Now, this is a little bit of a concern, though, because if they are able to push down this street, they'll be able to outflank a lot of our soldiers that are holding here. I readjust my catapult to go for the general here, so I'm going to be trying to slay him with a straight catapult round. I think that the gentleman's code is off at this stage of the battle. It's if we can snipe him, snipe him. But more units being committed to the fight over on this flank. Looks like we got some skilled clubmen coming over here. Probably going to get a nice charge with some of this cavalry, though. These skilled clubmen marching into battle against these Celtic warriors. The Picts have an excellent setup here. What he's doing is trying to bait the skilled clubmen in, and then he's going to try to outflank them or charge into them with this cavalry. So I hope that we can see a nice charge here. Here we go. He's trying to send up some of his Godensmen to help out. Here they come with their arms raised again. He's readjusted, though, and is charged into the Godensmen, getting a really solid charge there with that depleted unit of cavalry. 57 men still in that unit, though. And these skilled clubmen, they're really not even bothered at this point, to be honest, by this cavalry. They're just going to continue to tear apart these Celtic spears. And yes, we've got another unit of Celtic spearmen over here ready to attack the general. And it looks like we got another unit of Wolfhound spearmen as well that will be aiding him. I have accidentally set fire to our settlement, which is not good. Some misguided aims from my catapult crew. I will be sure to hang them for that treasonous act. Yeah, the Celtic spearmen, they're going to try to get into shield wall here. Let's go ahead and pop this onto play. Oh, yeah, and here come the war dogs as well, moving forwards. Actually knocking into a lot of the Celtic warriors' backs, so it didn't even go into the general at all. The charge was pretty much nerfed by his own men. But now the dogs are starting to filter through. You can hear the squeals of the dogs as they are being slaughtered. And more of the Godensmen coming in here as well to charge in. Yeah, the dogs are just getting killed left, right, and center. They're really not worth it at all. The only reason that I get warhounds is A, if I want to slow down cavalry, or B, if I want them to chase down routing soldiers. That's really about it. But again, yeah, like I said, capturing the last of the squares over on this flank. 5 minutes to go in this battle. I've sent in one of my units of axes to try to flank around these Godens chosen, but we just can't seem to break them. They're just too elite. Getting some nice shots with the catapult, though. Burning a lot of the Godensmen. Having them all clumped up like this is really playing into our favor, but is it going to be enough to hold them back? That is the question. I love how they just run like this with their hands above their heads. They look crazy. They look like madmen. Settle down, Godens chosen. A couple of shots missing over there. He's really got a lot of his forces clumped up here, though, so I'm really counting on them to get some good hits. We've got some more soldiers over here as well, coming in to try to flank around. You can see that the Picts are trying to pull out their depleted unit of Wolfmen Spearmen to just hold them a little bit longer. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to claw back from this. Down to 1,500 men. 1,600 men by the Langobards, so it is still a very close battle. You can get a shot here in slow motion of the general fighting the last of the Celtic spears. in behind the ruined city, or the torch city. There's the Godin's Chosen running in with their arms up again, probably shouting their war cry. Yeah, that fire is really spreading. That's my bad. My bad. Do we even have some soldiers up here yet? I don't think so. This is my general unit. He is in shield wall. My Celtic nobles. So he's going to have to make one final stand here. We've got the cavalry again just taking over every little inch of the city. It's almost annoying how methodical he has been. And it looks like over here we've got a V for victory. This might not play out too bad. If the Celtic spearmen stay there, that is. But it looks like he's actually retreating them, which is a huge mistake. Because now he's just let this unit of scaled clubmen in, and my catapult is going to be exposed. Luckily, he's charged in his general here into the flank.
Nothing remains of this unit.
I would again charge in with that Celtic spearman unit. Oh, that's exactly what he's doing. Excellent. So yeah, he did actually, that wasn't a bad strategy then. He actually did effectively surround this unit. But is it enough? That is the question. Is it enough? There's the Celtic nobles with their iconic-looking shields, their little buckler shields. And down to the last 3 minutes of the battle here, we've got one more unit of axe warriors that's just holding the line with these Celtic spearmen. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold them back for much longer. Got another unit of Langobardian infantry just waiting for the orders to be called in. And then I think over here, yeah, the whole settlement is on fire. And over here, my general is in melee as well. And there he actually is with the brown cloak on. That is my general. Where did he go? I don't see him. Is he dead? Oh no, yeah. Oh no, he's still there. He's still there. He's still fighting. He's on the front lines. Let's put this on slow motion. See my general play out his final hours, or his final minutes even. Let's see which Langobardian warrior takes him down. Oh, we got someone wearing a bear pelt here. I think that's the flag bearer for the Langobards. Oh, nice. Getting some good kills on the Godinsman, though. Or is this Godin? It's probably Godin's Chosen, actually. Pushing in some of the Onager crew. There he is with his shield, fighting bravely. Oh, nice. He slew the flag bearer. Very good. Someone needs to write a song about this Ebdanian warrior here. Oh, he somehow killed that guy as well. He's racking up the kills. I'm really impressed with him. Uh-oh, this guy's dead. Oh, head's coming off. Yep, oh.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
Wow, he's lasting a lot longer than I thought. I thought they were shaken here. Oh.
Our ally has fled.
Celtic nobles
We are abandoned.
still fighting. I think that's all for the Picts as well. Their army just decided to waver completely. and rout. The general for the followers of Morrigan is also breaking. Looks like we got the cavalry just running down the last of the crossbows as well. So it's really down to my general. This is the last unit here. Where is he? I have to find him again. Where is he? I hope he isn't dead. Where's my general? Where's my general? There he is. There he is. He's still fighting. He's still alive. I think we only have like 45 seconds left, so we'll just see if he's slain or is he captured. I don't remember exactly what this man's fate is, but he's gotten about 5 or 6 kills that we've seen. So there was the cue for the Allies' general slain. Oh no, some of his warband being cut down by the Godin's Chosen. He's being knocked back off his feet. I'm just worried that the men are going to come and outflank him at this point. Yeah, it looks like 22 seconds left. I guess we can leave it on play for this. You guys have been patient enough. We got to end this battle. But he is still alive. He's at the back there in his brown cloak. Oh, here comes the enemy cavalry. Oh no, and that's him broken. So he is not dead. He was just pushed back into the ranks. But let's end the replay and take a look at the results. So very, very large battle. Here are the allies and the enemies. So Hamdog CDXX playing as the Picts, Wagner playing as the Slavic, and Max Laser playing as the Langobards. So we're quickly going to just brush over here. A lot of my units doing pretty solidly all around. Looking at the Pictish warriors. Some of their spearmen doing pretty garbage, others doing not bad. Black Blades doing good, Berserkers doing decent, 267 there. Archers doing well. Sea War Dogs, not really helpful at all. And then for the Scalavians, a lot of his large shields didn't get any kills. His champions did okay all around. He's got Slavic champions and Purin's champions. Purin's champions didn't do as well, except for this one, 218. And then the hero of the day, the Langobards, take a look at these kills. 736 with one of these Godin's Chosen. Another 400, another 300 there. That's just insanity. Really solid kills from the rest of his soldiers as well. 425, 335. So, yeah, Max Laser definitely carrying his team to victory here. That's all I have for you today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more grindy battles of this scale in the future, and I will see you in the next one.